Have you ever looked in a mirror and felt like something was looking back? Not just your reflection, but something else. This is the story of the Delacroix mirror. An antique, so beautiful, so ornate, you'd never guess the darkness it holds within its silvered glass. Our story begins in a dusty old antique shop in New Orleans, a city known for its vibrant history and lingering spirits. A young artist named Clara was searching for the perfect piece to complete her new apartment, and then she saw it. Tucked away in a corner, draped in a velvet cloth, was a magnificent mirror. It was tall, framed in intricately carved dark wood, with designs of weeping willows and forgotten flowers. The shopkeeper, a man with eyes that seemed to hold centuries of secrets, warned her. A called it a soul catcher, a gateway. He said it belonged to a woman named Elodie Delacroix, a wealthy socialite from the 1800s who vanished without a trace. Her last known location, standing before this very mirror. Clara, being a modern woman of logic and reason, just smiled. She thought it was a fantastic sales pitch, a bit of local folklore to make the piece more valuable. She haggled a bit, paid the man, and took the mirror home, completely unaware she was bringing a century-old curse into her life. The first few days were normal. The mirror looked stunning in her entryway, reflecting the light and making her small apartment feel grand. But then, the strange thing started. It began with little tricks of the light, a flicker of movement in her peripheral vision as she walked past, a shadow in the reflection that was just a little too dark, a little too defined. She'd dismiss it as her imagination, her mind playing tricks on her after long hours of painting. One evening, while getting ready to go out, she was putting on her lipstick, looking at her reflection. For a split second, the face staring back wasn't hers. It was another woman, pale and gaunt, with sorrowful, dark eyes and hair styled in a way that was 100 years out of date. Clara blinked, and her own reflection returned, smiling back at her. Her heart hammered against her ribs. It was just a second, but the image was seared into her memory. That must be Elodie, she thought, a cold dread washing over her. The disturbances escalated. Objects in her apartment would move on their own. A jewelry box placed on the left of her dresser would appear on the right. The temperature in the hallway where the mirror hung would drop suddenly, leaving her shivering. And the whispers, they started at night, faint like the wind, coming from the direction of the mirror. At first, she couldn't make out the words, but as the nights went on, they became clearer. "Help me," they seemed to say. "He took me." Clara was terrified. Sleep became a luxury she couldn't afford. Dark circles formed under her eyes, her vibrant energy replaced by a constant state of anxiety. Her friends grew worried. They told her to get rid of the mirror, to smash it, to burn it. But a strange compulsion held her back. The mirror was not just an object anymore. It was a mystery she felt compelled to solve. Who was he? And what happened to Ella? Driven by a mix of fear and determination, Clara started researching the Delacroix family. She spent hours in the city archives, digging through old newspapers and family records. She learned that Elodie Delacroix was married to a cruel and jealous man, a man rumored to be involved in dark rituals. He was obsessed with his wife's beauty and terrified of losing her. The legend said he used dark magic to trap her soul within her favorite mirror, so she could never leave him, so he could gaze upon her beauty for eternity. One night, a storm raged outside, rattling the windows of Clara's apartment. The power flickered and died, plunging her into darkness. The only light came from the flashes of lightning, and each flash illuminated the hallway. Clara, armed with a flashlight, cautiously approached the mirror. The whispers were louder than ever, desperate. "Behind you," the voice hissed. No longer a faint whisper, but a clear, chilling command. Clara froze, the flashlight beam trembling on the glass. She took a deep breath and forced herself to look. In the reflection, standing right behind her own terrified image, was the ghostly figure of Elodie. Her form was translucent, her face a mask of eternal sadness. She pointed a spectral finger, not at Clara, but past her, deeper into the reflection, into the dark mirrored hallway. And that's when Clara saw him. Behind Elodie, a dark, masculine figure began to materialize. His form was like smoke, his features indistinct but radiating pure malevolence. This was the husband. This was the monster who had trapped her. He was reaching for Elodie, his shadowy hands like claws. Clara realized the truth. Elodie wasn't trying to harm her. She was asking for help. The mirror wasn't a gateway for spirits to enter our world, but a prison. And Elodie was its eternal captive. The husband's spirit was the jailer, keeping her trapped inside. What would you do in this situation? Would you run, abandoning Elodie to her fate? Or would you try to help her? Clara made a choice. She remembered an old piece of folklore the shopkeeper had mentioned. A trapped soul can only be freed if the mirror is shattered by someone with a pure heart, under the light of a full moon, while calling the spirit's name. It was a long shot, a folktale, but it was the only hope she had. She waited for the next full moon, her nerves stretched to their breaking point. The entity of the husband was growing stronger, his presence more oppressive. Clara could feel his anger, his possessiveness. The night of the full moon arrived, its silver light flooding her apartment. She dragged the heavy mirror into the center of the living room, directly under the moonlight streaming from the window. Taking a deep breath, holding a heavy iron hammer, she stood before it. In the reflection, Elodie's ghost appeared, her eyes wide with a mixture of hope and fear. Behind her, the dark form of her husband coalesced, his anger a palpable force. He was lunging for her. Elodie de la Jura. Elodie. You are free. Clara screamed, and with all her might, she swung the hammer. The moment it connected with the glass, a deafening sound, like 1,000 screams, echoed through the room. The mirror exploded into a shower of glittering shards. A brilliant white light erupted from where the mirror once stood, forcing Clara to shield her eyes. A gentle, warm breeze washed over her, and in it, she heard one final whisper, "Thank you." When the light faded, the room was still. The oppressive cold was gone, replaced by a sense of peace. On the floor, amidst the shattered glass, was a single, antique silver locket. Clara picked it up. Inside was a tiny, faded portrait of a beautiful, smiling woman, Elodie. Finally free. Clara never forgot the cursed mirror or the spirit she helped set free. It taught her that some legends are true, and that even in the darkest of stories, a little bit of courage can bring the light. So next time you look into an old mirror, pause for a moment. You never know who or what might be looking back. Thanks for watching our story today. If you love tales of mystery and the supernatural, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. We'll see you in the next one.